Hi there. What we have here is a remake of sorts of Pac Man and Ms. Pac Man. It's called Mr. Pac Man. The reason I say a remake of sorts is because it has elements from both games. The Pac Man maze is in here, as well as all four of the Ms. Pac Man mazes. The bonus fruit are from Pac Man, but instead of spawning on a spot, they move around the maze like fruit did in Ms. Pac Man. The AI is similar to that of Pac Man, and the timings for when things happen, such as going from hunt to roam, are loosely based on Pac Man. So let me tell you a little about the gameplay. You start with a Pac Man maze. When you clear that, you play the same maze again a second time. This time the level is drawn a little darker and is a little more difficult. Once you clear the second level, you start with the Ms. Pac Man mazes, and the pattern repeats. Do the maze once and then do it again, but this time it is the darker colored version that's again a bit more difficult. You get an extra life at 10,000 points and then every 5,000 points after that. The way the bonus fruit works is that a new piece of fruit is introduced on every level. Once you have seen all of the bonus fruit, so once you make it past level 8, the bonus fruit pieces are chosen at random. The bonus score for the pieces have the same values as in Pac Man. The cherry is worth 100 points, and at level 8 the key is worth 5,000 points, which is enough to get an extra life. The difficulty ramping is something I added to Mr. Pac Man. The game gets faster with each level over the first 10 levels. At the end of the 10th level, the gameplay is about 1.5 times the speed of the first level. The speed ramping is uniform scaling of speeds, so everything just gets faster. Part of the difficulty is in steering Mr. Pac Man through the maze when he is moving so fast. The monsters also spawn quicker from their den, and the ghost mode lasts for less and less time. It is currently tuned such that it is too difficult for me to get through the first 10 levels, but I'm sure there are people out there that will breeze through it all. From level 10 onwards, the levels still switch, but the speed and timing are more or less the same as it was on level 10. A little about the making of the game. I bought the AppGameKit Studio by the game creators. One of the new features in the studio version is a level editor. I wanted to try out this level editor, so I decided to make a maze, and I ended up making the Pac Man maze. That decision led to the making of the game. I more or less just kept going after I lay out the level. I just started writing code. The sprites I made using GIMP, the open source and free graphics editing program. I was hoping to get around to adding audio, but I ran out of time. With pretty much all of the games I make, I give myself some period of time to work on the game, and when the time is up, I have to wrap it up. In this case, audio didn't make it. I've never actually made audio for a game, and I was hoping this would be the first time, but it didn't work out. I also don't usually revisit the games I have made, but maybe I'll come back and make audio for this. The Pac Man AI is really well explained in a YouTube video on a channel called Retro Game Mechanics Explained. The video is called Pac Man Ghost AI Explained. I implemented the AI to be more or less like the original, as explained in that YouTube video. The rationale for my monsters to take paths or make turns is probably also not quite the same. This does mean that you can't use the hiding places and patterns you would in the original Pac Man. By pressing F1 in Mr. Pac Man, you can toggle showing what the monsters are currently targeting. What's nice about the AI system is that you actually do exert control over the monsters. Since they target points around you based on your facing direction, you can send them in the wrong direction by changing direction yourself at just the right time. And that I think is pretty cool. Oh, and I should mention, this is written in the AppGameKit Tier 1, so in other words basic, and the source code is available on GitHub. Well, that about wraps it up. This was a really fun project and I really like how it turned out. Thank you for watching.